How's it going, everyone? My name is Quentin Gooden, and this is my 1989 Chevrolet Corvette. I've had this thing for about a month now. Isn't that crazy? Time has flown so quickly, especially all the crazy weather that we've been having. If you guys been following the channel, I made a little post last weekend about all the things that have happened and pretty much just making excuses on why I haven't made a video in like a month. But here we are, we're back to making videos. So I put 500 miles on this car since I got it back in December, and for the most part this car is actually pretty nice. It leaks. It leaks inside really bad, actually. uh One time we had a really bad storm, and when I got back inside the car, this whole area was just soaking wet. It was so bad. It still smells a little bit from it, but yeah, this thing's definitely staying under the car covers whenever I'm not driving it 100%. I put 500 miles on this car, and for the most part, it has not given me any trouble. Uh, there is one thing that I did have to replace on this car, and that is the alternator. Yeah, the alternator, the original one, ended up having a problem where it was overcharging. Yeah, and I was dealing with that for about 3 weeks, which is also one of the reasons why I didn't make a POV video of this thing, which is what I really wanted to do as my next video. But I'll do that this weekend. But yeah, I ended up having to replace the alternator. This is an AC Delco 105 amp alternator, and it's actually did well. The alternator charges really well. It doesn't go over. The highest I've seen is 14.6 volts, and that's good. Hasn't gone down to 13 at all, even while it's being loaded up. The car just cranks up pretty well. Overall, I have been very happy with this car. I'm actually going to daily drive it this week. It's, I think, the most I've ever driven it in like a week is like probably like 3 days, 2 back-to-back days, and then I think I drove it that Friday too. The Miata has pretty much become the daily driver since I got rid of the Civic. But I'm about to see how this thing holds up in daily driving. I've had a little bit of a coolant issue. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of just been noticing it around here. I think it's coming out of that cap. And actually, whenever I replaced the alternator, the car tried to overheat before I started driving it off. I let it warm up. I started it up, put some clothes on, and when I got to the car, it was at like 230, 240 before I finally started driving. And it showed that the coolant was overfilled on here. So I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe an air bubble. But now is A-okay. Other than that little issue. But the coolant's been good. The engine's been pretty good. The engine hasn't given me any trouble at all. It starts up every time. Doesn't make any bad noises, and this thing's really been overall pretty good. Unfortunately, while I was driving, probably like the 3rd week of me having this car, the freaking center cap came off for this wheel. So I'm a little salty about that, but I'm gonna see if I can find a replacement on eBay or Amazon or something like that. But yeah, I've actually been keeping this car up together. As I said, I wanted this car to pretty much be like Miata 2.0. And I can't say it's been like that yet, but I haven't spent too much money on this car since I got it, so I'm at least satisfied with that. Yeah, the alternator was like $89 on Amazon. I just went ahead and bought it. I looked up the forums and looked up all the Facebook groups, and it said that the reason why your alternator, your system is being overcharged is because the alternator voltage regulator has probably gone out. So I went and bought one last weekend. It came in Monday, and I finally went and put it on last Saturday, and it's been great. Started up, no belt squeals or nothing. So yeah, only took me about 20 minutes to put on it. It's probably like the easiest alternator that I've actually ever seen. So it's been pretty good. I was going to get that coolant flushed because it was like really overfilled. But when I went to work this morning, it actually went back to where it was. So yeah, I'm going to daily drive and want to see what happens. I got a bunch of money saved up now from when I first bought it. I'm about where I am financially from when I first bought it a few months ago, about 2 months ago. I put like $3,000 down on it. So anything happens, I could probably cover it. The question is if I can find someone to actually do all like the really big work. But I see you guys have been subscribing a lot to this channel, and I really thank you guys for that. 156 at the time of this recording. That's crazy. When I first made that C5 video, I was just barely at 100, and I gained like literally about 50% more subscribers in like a few months, and that's just crazy to me. All thanks to you guys, especially the Corvette people. You guys have really poured in your support to this channel. I mean, this car itself has got 4,400 views, which is crazy. But I'm going to keep on driving this car as it is. I don't really plan on doing anything to it. It's pretty much got all the stuff done to it what I would want. Now, if there is one thing I would like to do to this car, I know I'm not going to be able to do it, but I would love to find some Callaway wheels, the Dimag wheels, and put those on here. But man, I looked all over the place. I cannot find them at all. I really can't. But that's okay. Back to what I was saying. The phone storage just randomly went out pretty much. It said it was full, so I had to delete a couple of videos that had already filmed and uploaded. I keep forgetting to do that, but yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about this car. I do have some plans for the Mazda. So if the Corvette ends up doing well this week as I'm daily driving it, I'm going to daily drive until like Thursday, like how I would do it Civic, drive it, and then drive the Miata on the weekends. But yeah, if the Corvette ends up being pretty reliable during that trip, I'm going to go ahead and finally start working on the body of this car. I'm going to go ahead and get this finished panel, finally get one of those. They're not that much on eBay. They're about $300 to $500 depending on who's selling one. If I can get me a silver one, that would be perfect. If I can't, I'll settle on one from Mazda Miata, a brand new one, and just have them painted. And I'm going to have this car pretty much repainted so the paint will look good again, because the clear coat has, yeah, it's taking a dump. The clear coat is very bad. And of course, I've also got this from whenever I wrecked it last year. So that's what I want to do to the outside. The wheels are good. The inside is one of the things I'm really excited about. So I've done some stuff here. I actually installed a little clutch bypass kit that'll allow me to start the car up without pressing the clutch. I did that, and I also have a new shifter coming in on the way. Should be tomorrow whenever I get it. Got that from Mazda Miata. It's the Jazz Performance shifter. I got the big silver one that kind of looks like a light bulb, to be honest with you. Yeah, I got some floor mats coming in for this car. That's what I'm going to do this week. But I'm also going to go ahead and replace the seat speakers. And I'm going to also do the seats. I'm going to get some black and plaid seats. And I might get some black and plaid door cards as well. So this car is going to be pretty touted up by the time I'm done with it as well. This car is pretty much good mechanically. It has not given me any trouble at all since I got the timing belt and stuff done. Matter of fact, it started driving a lot better last week since I've been driving it like every day. So yeah, it seems like these older cars drive a lot better as you drive them more and more. So I'm overall pretty happy with these purchases, and we'll see what happens in the future. If the Corvette ends up being a money pit, which so far is not really being that bad, I'll trade it in for a Ford Fiesta ST, which is something I've always wanted. Well, if y'all like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all next time.